It is that time once again here today, my friends. Guild battle time. We got Destiny's Flight 9-2. We're going to break it all down for you in today's episode, giving you the RVD and the Living Abyss teams here today. Now, along the way, if you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you got a question, if you got a comment, let me know, or feel free to join us in our amazing community and Discord server, my friends. Now, that information is available to you down below in today's detailed description, along with our timestamps. And on top of that, my friends, I just want to say, if you're looking for a guild, our Discord server is a great spot, and lots of players and lots of guilds looking. So a couple things here, though, before we get into it for today. Here is our dashboard, Lunar Lighthouse shout out as always here. We continue to progress, as you can see, as a guild, which is super, super exciting in terms of that. And you can absolutely do that as well. That's one of the major reasons why I make the guild battle videos for you each time, by the way. So if you're always interested in that, great time to like and subscribe to stay up to date on that kind of content. All right, so first and foremost, we got Red Velvet Dragon here today. Now, a couple things on Red Velvet Dragon, as always. The two team ideas that we currently have out here are these two. So the one that has done better for me and has worked better for me is the second one. So we're going to cover that one here today, which is going to be right there, my friends. So a couple things on this team. If you look, my setup is pretty much the same, except for the fact that it is the same. I didn't have my cooldown on a different one. So there we go. We can get into it right here. Let's go ahead and edit this so you can understand what's happening here. Up front, we do have Rebel Cookie and the lovely Dark Choco. Couple things on this that we're focused on is the dark type team. So that's one of the major reasons why we have this. You can see that when you come into here, you can see the darkness type between all of our friends right there in terms of what's going on and how we're making that happen. Now, in terms of healer, we do have Mystic Flower. Now, a couple things here that you're going to notice. The power level, and I haven't talked too much about this, but the power level on this dragon is right now at level 29. So the level makes a huge difference. Again, this I do cover is generally how things scaled. So why is this important? It does make it important because you may want to actually flip around your team just a little bit, depending on what exactly you're doing. As that dragon gets stronger, as the level gets stronger, you may be focused a little bit more on the defensive side and survivability side versus the attack, and trying to plow through some of the stuff a little bit earlier. I'll come to that back to this in a second. So again, this is what it looks like. The other option there as well, if you need another healer, you can do something like Parfait. You could use Ferret. Just a lot of other swaps that you can use, at least in the early stages. As you get a little bit further along, that might not necessarily be the case, but good opportunities there, and good opportunities there for other healers. In terms of our treasures here, a couple things. You can still swap if you need to. If you need more defense later on, Disciples Magic Scroll, you can go with the crit for Grim Looking Sigh. You can go down on the pure cooldown right there, as well as some other ideas for you in terms of what you're doing. Maybe you want to go a little bit more on the speed team. Those kinds of things as well. So just calling out a couple different swaps there for you. Let's go ahead and talk about the gear now. So a couple things here on the gear. I do have all the toppings and biscuit guides available to you here on the channel in a playlist. If you checked out the description, it is there also here on the channel for all these pieces. One time right now is a great time to like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all that latest content, because it comes out for each of these cookies as well. So a couple things here. Certainly I can make some improvement here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to switch to attack. So the reason why you have this one here on the defense is when that dragon can really do that damage, it will knock this one out. So you need to make sure that you have damage resist. In the earlier side, we can actually go on more attack focus. So that's what we're going to do here with Rebel. We could actually do the same thing. We could go more attack, or you could go more cooldown oriented. You don't need to worry about survivability as much in the earlier stages. So that's why I'm doing this here. Same thing. We can move over to attack. So let's make sure we're selecting all these as well. So I'm just kind of showing that. There we go. There we go. And then last but not least, here we're on attack and we're on cooldown here. So very important. We got some room to grow for some of our cookies and our biscuits and change ups as always, which is perfect, particularly for me as a #1 free-to-play player. Always ways to make improvements and make things better. All right, and it's very hard to get a perfect biscuit, perfect topping. So congratulations to any of you that have those. All right, so that is our team. That is the tactics at a high level. Let's go ahead. We covered the treasures and the toppings as well. Let's go ahead and make this run happen so you can see exactly how this is going to go for our team here today. There we go. Look at this. Now, this difference for me in particular, just slightly moving off of the defense type toppings, the damage resist toppings into attack should yield us a better score. Now, at the end of the day, it's still going to matter on your substats. However, look at this. You can see earlier here, none of my cookies are really taking a lot of damage, so it makes a ton of sense to pivot over, which is one of the major reasons why I recommend having multiple topping sets when it makes sense, depending on where you're at in your gameplay. There we go, my friends. Look at that. We've got over 1 billion in damage. Huge, huge, huge there for us. Now, a couple things that shift from defense to attack makes a huge difference, which is why I wanted to cover that for you here today. All right, so that rounds out for us the Red Velvet Dragon, RVD. It's time to go to Living Abyss now, my friends, here today, our second part of our video here. A couple things on this team ideas right here. Let's go ahead and talk about these, and I'll pivot back in. In terms of Living Abyss, we still have these two teams. Maybe you got Burning Spice Cookie and you want to try that one out, or maybe you want to try some of the lovely new Nutmeg Tiger Cookie as well. Certainly you can do that. Maybe you want to flip that in instead of cotton as an example. So I just want to call those pieces out for you as you're kind of thinking about and deliberating with your teams. The one that works for me the best right now is this one, this bottom one. So we're going to go with this one, the Frost Queen team and the lovely Blueberry Pie, taking advantage of Star Coral and also Macaroon and Pinecone here. We got speed, so a little bit different than this one. Speed, crit, and attack. We're not focused on cooldown as much. So let's go ahead and look at our team here today. But before we do, same thing, as I've said before, here's the boss information for you. You can always check that out. The big one here is, again, similar style. It heals more and deals more, essentially deals more health, that kind of thing. Poisonous breath there as you level up. We're still pretty low until we hit 50. It's not going to kick into that next tier. So again, this goes back to the strategy that we just talked about. So let's get into our team here. Couple things on this one in particular. So again here, when we look at this team, we got one in the front. We got a little bit of the jungle strategy coming along here with Star Coral. I do need to swap my biscuit, so let's go ahead and we're going to go grab that biscuit. Where was it hiding? I think it was hiding on this one, so we're going to grab that. There we go. All right, we got enough coins and crystals. If you're looking for a guide, check them out here on the channel. Usually I have them in the description, but they're definitely here on farming guides, because I know I get a lot of questions on that. Okay, so a couple things here. This acts as our healer. We got a healer here. This also heals. These are two major damage dealers in terms of this particular team and how it works. So keep that in mind. We are heavily focused on just attack, crit, and some speed there. As you can see, swift and discreet increase the attack speed of the two fastest attacking cookies. So keep that in mind as well on where it's going to get applied. And then additionally here, my friends, again, Dream Connector's Whistle, Old Pilgrim Scroll, depending on where you're at. Again, I like to say you could maybe go on cooldown if you wanted. You can go on crit. You can go on the Disciples Magic Scroll, the defense there. You could switch over to Sleepyhead's Jelly Watch. Just really depends on kind of your structure and where you're at. And it's that lineup. I do have 3 million, which is pretty nice and heavy in terms of hitting here. Let's go ahead and talk about the gear. Now, once again, a similar thing. It's a great time to like and subscribe. I got all the toppings and biscuit guides for you here on the channel that you can check out, and in the description we do have that playlist. So a couple things. You may want to consider building an attack set on this one with substats with defense. Again, this is your main front cookie, so you just need to make sure this one survives. Here we're on cooldown. Similar style. This is more about heals. You can see I got a lot of room for improvement here. You could also try attack on this on the early game. Here we're on cooldown. We could switch over to crit instead and really focus on a little bit more attack. That's one idea there as well for you in terms of making that happen. Here we're on cooldown as well. Maybe you want to flip over to attack again, make those really big hits. And then last but not least, we're on cooldown here. And again, maybe you want to try attack on this one as well. And the reason why we can do that is just because of where I'm at as a free-to-play player and where my cookies are against the level of this particular boss, my friends, can make a huge difference there, like we just saw in Red Velvet Dragon. So you kind of want to change up your strategy as you're moving across, because you're going to get more damage in, and that extra damage is really going to help push your guild to that next level. So, all right, here we go. We talked about that one. Let's get into it here so you can see this run today for Living Abyss. We made a couple tweaks to the team. Probably forgot to hit the preset there a little early. It happens. All right, here we go. Just so much damage going right through that, as you can see. Huge, huge, huge there for us. Now, you can also judge on flipping around based off where you're watching behind me here, where the life is of your cookies. Right now, Pinecone isn't taking much damage, so that could be a good indicator for you to switch over to something like attack, as an example. There we go. All right. That is all she wrote. Another billion damage for us here today, my friends. Super, super awesome. I think that's probably some of the most I've done actually in these episodes, which is great. So a little bit lower level right now. We got to help get that going for the guild, which is perfect, and I enjoy doing that. We got a lot of great participation already. We've had well over like 25, which is awesome. So thank you to everyone in the guild. With that, my friends, if you are looking for a guild, feel free to join us in our community Discord server. We got a lot of great people in there, a lot of great guilds, so thank you. And then additionally, on top of that, that concludes today's episode. We've covered Red Velvet Dragon, Living Abyss for this week here in the Destiny's Flight 9-2 guild battle. Super excited. I love doing these. Let me know what you think, as always, down below in the comments, or obviously in the Discord server, my friends. I love hearing you out. And additionally, thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community here as well. And thank you so much to our members. We do have memberships available to you. You can get emotes, icons, party response, those kinds of things. Additionally, we have a swag and merch store. And don't forget my affiliate links, all very nice ways to support the channel, so thank you so much. And lastly here, my socials, at me, chat me, stay connected. It's a great way to see, as long as, well, liking and subscribing to see the latest and greatest content if you throw on notifications, but also my socials. And with that, my friends, I wish you and your guild the best of luck here in Destiny's Flight 9-2. We have a lot of fun with this one. Great rewards as a free-to-play player, so stay on it, stay at it, and get going. With that, we'll see you again soon. Until next time, my friends, keep on running.